Would I be the idiot if I didn't get my sister a wedding gift? I, male 25, am a wedding planner, so when my sister, female 32, announced she was getting married, most of our family, including her included, assumed I'd help plan it for her. I initially didn't really want to, as her wedding is right in the middle of busy season, so I'd miss out on gigs that would pay, but then I decided that she's my sister, and this would be a good wedding gift and would just help with the wedding stress. She was so happy when I agreed, and we started going over her plans and themes. I found some venues and we went to look at them. I took care of all of the catering, so all she had to do was taste test and pick. I was also able to use my connections to get her special deals and stuff like that. At first it was pretty smooth, but as time went on it just got more and more stressful. She wouldn't communicate with anyone and almost got her photographer to quit. I had to convince him to stay. She'd constantly change her mind on things and then get mad they were changed, as I should have known she was just being indecisive and that I should have stuck with the first option. While I was setting up the registry, she told me I could have first dibs on what gift I was getting her. I looked at her confused and said that my help planning was my gift. She then said that a lot of families helped out and they are still getting gifts. I told her that other family members helped move furniture or lend me their car to pick up supplies. I was doing most of the work and was missing out on actually getting paid helping her. She said she's grateful for my help, but that this wouldn't really constitute a gift unless I was paying for things like her dress or the venue. And she said it didn't matter when I brought up that my connections have literally saved her thousands when you add them up. She's now calling me cheap and is getting our family involved. I don't know what she told them, they won't tell me, but they keep saying how selfish I am to make my sister's big day all about me. If I could afford it, I wouldn't mind getting her something, but the cheapest thing in the registry is almost $200 and I'm not well off. Plus my loss of income, one can't afford something like that run. I want to support her, but I don't think I'm gonna get her a gift. Would I be the idiot if I didn't? Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. Make an itemized bill for her outlining the hours you've spent, the income you've lost by turning down paid gigs, and the savings you've got her through your contacts. Print the final total in big, bold numbers, then print, gifted, in red letters across the front. Frame it and put it on a stand at the gift table at her wedding so everyone can see how generous you've been. Anyone who tries to argue that you're being selfish tells them to read it out loud. If they accuse you of being petty, tell them it would have been necessary if it had been appreciated by the bride and themselves. Comment 2. Not the idiot. While I would have maybe been clear up front that getting your services for free was the gift, your sister's level of entitlement is ridiculous. Frankly, I'd hand your sister a bill for the work you did that highlights the money you saved her with your industry discounts, and say either she can pay you and you'll get her something off the registry, or this and your continued free labor can be the gift. Helping out is when someone comes over to make favors, helps transport items, or decorate. You are providing a service and coordinating an entire event for her. Now for the update. I took some of your advice but didn't go as extreme as I think some of you were hoping I would. Sorry, but I can be a people pleaser and I don't want to ruin what is supposed to be a happy moment in her life. I put together a list of everything I had done, including all the discounts I had gotten her. I'm not sure if she knew they were discounts, as I didn't say they were discounts. I was saying things like, I have been able to get you a quote of X amount from Y for Z, as well as stating what I would normally charge for a wedding this sized. I then texted her to ask if we could get some lunch and talk. When she arrived, I showed her the list and explained that I'm not asking her to pay this, but I wanted her to see how much I'm helping her, and how much money I am losing by doing her wedding instead of taking on a client who would pay. At first she was shocked at the amount, and accused me of lying to try and make her feel bad. I was able to show her bills from other weddings I had done before, and a quick Google search showed that my prices are pretty average. She had never looked up any wedding planner or their rates. She assumed I was always gonna do it. She said she thought it wasn't that much, as I didn't seem to be well off. I told her that while it does pay well, I can't take on crazy amounts of clients since I need to give quality service, and that I might not always get clients all year. Plus I have a few medical expenses that can take out a large chunk. She said I still must have some money saved up. I said I do, but that I would be having to use it to cover my bills and stuff since my income is taking a hit due to taking on her wedding. After a while of insisting that some of the items on her registry aren't that expensive, she relented. I wouldn't have to get her anything since I had gotten her enough discounts to qualify as a gift, and that she was grateful for my help and services. Honestly, I didn't know how much this was stressing me until that relief washed over me. I was thankful that this was over and we could continue with planning her wedding. I asked her to clear things up with our family as they won't talk to me about it. She agreed and sent a group text explaining that the gift incident was just a misunderstanding and that we had talked it out and cleared things up. For those who are saying that her registry seems very expensive, her new husband, his family friends, and a lot of her friends are very wealthy, and she makes sure our parents and other close family are taken care of, so she kinda has become disconnected from people with normal financial status like me. There are a lot of things on the list like designer handbags, clothes, shopping sprees, dinners, and even a car and second home on there. The cheaper items are some simple jewelry she liked. She paid for my part of the lunch as an apology, and since I'm struggling and things are all good now, I think, thanks, everyone. Comment 1. I do not buy the disconnected from normal financial status line. If she's that affluent, she would have heard plenty of bragging on how much others had spent on their weddings. It becomes a pissing contest to see who can put on the biggest show. She is just incredibly greedy. I mean, even after all of that explanation, she had the nerve to question your savings? She sounds awful. Comment 2. You're the idiot. Your sister may have had some unreasonable expectations, but refusing to get her a wedding gift is petty and will only strain your relationship further. As a wedding planner, you should understand the significance of gifts in celebrating a milestone event. Find a thoughtful gesture within your means to show your support and mend the rift. Hey guys, Dante here. I'm the creator of Story Hub and had a question for everyone. Do these comments take away from the video? I make an effort to find one of the crazies and finish the story with that comment. Let me know if this helps the video or makes it less enjoyable. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for not preparing my pregnant wife's food? My wife is 5 months pregnant and has started to feel hungry a lot. She is recovering from vomiting constantly, and now it's just once in a week or two. We both work from home. I try to do the majority of household chores, cooking, dishes, laundry, cleaning, breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. Though it's a small apartment and no kids, so it's not really much work. And we typically just have milk and bread for breakfast, which I bring to her bed. She helps with cooking whenever she is feeling good, and very lately she has started to cook more than me. Otherwise, I cook the dinner with often some assistance from her, cutting onions, etc. We save dinner for lunch the next day. It's a good going most of the time. The problem is that my wife keeps complaining to me that she is hungry, and I haven't fed her. I do offer snacks like bananas, fruits, and nuts, but she says she is looking for some real food because she is really hungry. When I ask her what do you want me to make, she often doesn't have an answer and tells me she doesn't know but is hungry. If I offer to make something, say, soup or boiled potatoes, she shoots it down for one reason or the other: it's carb and not good, it's too light and she is too hungry, etc. This gets me visibly frustrated. Today, she agreed to a serving of watermelon which I cut and served. While cutting it, I asked her to tell me what she wants to eat because she will start complaining that she is hungry, and I can't immediately have something ready to eat because it takes preparation. She said she is good for a while and didn't entertain my question. As predicted, when I visited her room an hour or so after work, she started pouting that she was hungry and I didn't feed her anything since lunch throughout the day. This made me a bit angry because I did feed her the melon and some dry snacks. It just wasn't proper food. Moreover, I had asked her what to eat exactly for this reason, and she had refused to answer then. I told her she is expecting too much from me, both figuring out what to make and make them. I asked her that she should at least take responsibility for figuring out what to eat and let me know in advance. She felt like I was invalidating her, and then said, "Okay, won't tell you anything from now on." Pouting. I got annoyed and left the room. Am I the idiot? Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. You didn't feed her? Is she bedridden? If not, why can't she feed herself? Pregnancy does not equal disabled. Then the original poster responded with, her reasoning is that pregnancy troubles, discomfort, aches, nausea, and work stress is already taking a toll on her. Don't disagree there, and I should take care of things like getting food ready. Which I am happy to do only if I knew what exactly to do. Comment 2. Not the idiot. Being pregnant doesn't make her a princess, and it doesn't turn you into a butler. You're clearly being supportive and doing your best. This would be a different story if she was bedridden or a very dangerous pregnancy where you should know what she should have/not have. Now for the update. First things first, I feel I may have unintentionally cast my wife in a somewhat unfair light. She's far from the lazy, pampered princess some may have pictured. She's on her feet a fair bit, grabbing her own snacks, sipping water, and even tossing together some rice for our lunch now and then. She's really quite the team player around the house, always ready to lend a hand when she's feeling good. I often find myself encouraging her to kick back and rest. The real pickle here wasn't about her helping out or not, but about her leaning on me to sort out all her meals. Reading all your comments, I had a bit of an aha moment. She genuinely didn't know what she felt like eating. And to be totally transparent, this food decision deadlock isn't a new game for us. Pre-pregnancy, we'd often volley the "no, you decide" ball until one of us gave in. Now that we've got a baby on the way, I have realized it would be quite irresponsible of both of us to let her go hungry because she can't decide. While technically her responsibility to decide, I have taken up on following some advice here. Quick tangent: have you ever noticed how different you can be from your partner in certain ways? Like when I'm under the weather, I'm a big fan of sorting out my own needs, calling the doc, taking my meds, fetching my own hot water. My wife though, she's all about caring and pampering, even when I'm barely sniffly. It's taken me a bit of time to get used to her high-level pampering expectations, but I'm getting there. So, following some solid advice from this community, I snagged Real Food for Pregnancy: The Science and Wisdom of Optimal Prenatal Nutrition. And it's been quite an eye-opener. I've shared the need-to-know parts with my wife, since reading makes her a tad nervous at the moment. We've come to realize we've been pretty off track with our nutrition. I told her we need to increase our protein consumption and have shared my plans on buying more meat and fish. I also started following the advice of just giving her food without asking what she wants. It actually works. Overall, I think this is making her feel that I care about her diet, and our relationship has improved. I also feel pretty good about our diet now. In a nutshell, we're making progress. She seems more at ease with our meal situation, and I'm feeling pretty good about getting our nutrition on track. Comment 1. One piece of advice I would give is don't put too much pressure on eating perfectly during pregnancy. It's obviously great to eat as healthily as possible, but sometimes it's just as important to find something you can eat. Basically, use the knowledge you've gained to help with planning meals, but don't hold it up as a target to meet. That could just lead to unnecessary stress and guilt if it's difficult to stick to. Comment 2. I was one of the formerly pregnant people who suggested just putting food in front of her because she probably literally didn't know what she wanted. I'm glad it's working out. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for screaming at my husband and his sister to get out of my kitchen? My husband's sister, 38, lives with us and our kids. I'm well beyond fed up with her being here because of food issues. That's the only reason. So, basically, every single time I make food, his sister will come in and doctor up the food I'm making to her liking. Like I made steak and shrimp the other day, like Applebee's, and she waited until I left the room to put a full stick of butter in my shrimp that was already done, and when I came back in, she goes, "I'm pretty sure that's the taste you were looking for," and completely ruined it. It was trash. Or whenever I make spaghetti, she will start dumping sugar into the sauce, to a point of sweet spaghetti that me and my kids outright refuse to touch because it's nasty. Every single time that she can get away with it, she's doing something to the food. Anyways, my husband has started doing the same thing. I want to make homemade mac last night, and cheeseburgers. I went to the basement to the chest freezer to grab the veggies I needed, and when I came back upstairs, my husband was putting canned chicken into the mac and cheese. He knows the kids absolutely hate the taste of that, and his sister has pushing blocks of blue cheese into the partially cooked burgers. I asked what the frick they thought they were doing, because I've told them so many times to stop fricking with the food, and neither of them had any good excuse, other than, "We were just helping." I flipped out and told them to get the frick out of my kitchen. Both of them told me I was overreacting, etc., etc. The thing is, I've openly asked my sister-in-law to cook several times and she won't. But she won't stop fricking with the food I'm making. My husband cooks often and I don't care if he screws with food he makes, but it royally pisses me off when my cooking is messed with, and he knows that. Am I the idiot? There's no updates, so here's a few comments. Not the idiot. Tell them that if they hate the food so much, they need to cook for themselves, and stop cooking for these people. Get your sister-in-law out of your home while you're at it. Comment 2. Not the idiot. When they ruin a dish, set it aside in the fridge. Then when they ask what's for dinner, tell them they can have whatever dish they ruined. Then take your kiddos out to eat or have takeout ready for them. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.